Hi, this is Danny Neifert, creator of Skin Harmonics, and I am popping on to do this Facebook Live to talk about moisturizers. I have a lot of opinions about everything that's skin related. I have about 30 years of combined experience in the field and natural skin formulating. And I developed the very first Medi-Holistic skin resurfacing process. And it's essentially a process that resurfaces our skin, but without, this is the catch, without trauma and without chemicals and without overexfoliation. So today's topic on this little rant of mine is about moisturizers. I have so much to say. I like to keep these really short, so I won't be fielding any questions. But what makes a good moisturizer? And something I've thought a lot about because I've made a lot of moisturizers over the years. And before I was formulating my skincare line, which did take many years, I was a formal aromatherapist. And so I blended and made all sorts of skincare products, like everything known to womankind. And I made a lot of lotions. I made a lot of facial oils, body oils, all of that. So making a good moisturizer is something that I've really thought a lot about, and I've put a lot of thought and care into my personal brand formulas. So one of the biggest misunderstandings about a moisturizer is that it's not supposed to leave a residue on our skin. And this is just completely not true, and pretty much like an old understanding of a moisturizer. The purpose of a moisturizer is to trap water in the skin, to hydrate our skin. And now, only recently in the last few years, and it's becoming more popular, is this awareness of something called barrier restoration. And it's something where we are supporting our skin's natural acid mantle barrier and function, which is something that, interestingly enough, the acne industry, the conventional acne industry, and anti-aging industry has completely disregarded. There's been this whole strategy to exfoliate, exfoliate, exfoliate. And in doing that, we have destroyed, bypassed, completely torn down and destroyed our skin's natural acid mantle. And our acid mantle, I've written lots of blogs about this, and it's something that I can pop off about at any point. It's basically our own oil and mixed with our own sweat. And it creates slightly acidic, and that's the thing that traps water in our skin. So having a moisturizer that essentially has no residue, no lipid, will not trap water in our skin. It just won't. I think that we as consumers, me included, being in this industry for as long as I have, I'm a huge consumer. And I think the way that I was taught years ago was, you don't want a residue and you want it to smell really good. Like those were the two things. And what I have come to know is that those two things, though smell is important, is really not useful for our skin. We do need a lipid over our skin to literally be that barrier and trap water underneath it. Without any lipid or oil or residue that a good moisturizer leaves, the water will completely evaporate. And so a lot of moisturizers on the market that don't leave a residue, and they're kind of bragged on as being light, they're really not doing anything meaningful, sadly. And there is this whole discovery and mainstream explosion of essential oils, which I'm in love with essential oils. I have a million purposes for them. My apothecary of what I collect in my library of what I keep and use and, cherish, is like, I have a whole closet and drawers of essential oils. So I love essential oils. However, essential oils packed into a moisturizer and used on our face is not helpful at all. The vast majority of essential oils are very astringent. And so many essential oils, I have a million uses of them for them, like I said, but 98% of them should not be in a moisturizer. They're too astringent, they're drying, and they can really confuse our sebaceous glands with, our sebaceous gland ultimately and ideally should find its natural genetic setting for oil production. And so manipulating that to under or over make oil is going to throw someone's skin just completely out of balance. So I want to just like bust through that, like a good moisturizer should leave a residue. and number two, that a good moisturizer should not be packed with astringent essential oils. So that kind of disqualifies probably about, I don't know, 80% of the moisturizers on the market. The size of an oil like molecule is so large that it's never going to penetrate the skin. And it's not supposed to. It's supposed to be on top purposely, specifically, and prevent water loss. Okay. So I also think that people are expecting too much from a moisturizer. A moisturizer can trap existing water in the skin if it's a good moisturizer with a good lipid amount, but it can't insert water. That's what a hydrating serum is for, which goes underneath it. And a serum is more, has more to do with water and penetration and hydration, not oil. And that has the ability to penetrate things that are meaningful into our skin. But many things that are put into a moisturizer, like vitamin C or all these things, don't even get me started. All of these things, like, they're not usable by our skin sitting on the surface. They're just not. Meaningful things can be delivered into a serum, but not necessarily, not a moisturizer. If a moisturizer can stay on top, create a barrier to prevent water loss, not have astringent essential oils in it, not irritate the skin, then that's a win. Yeah, so let's see, what else do I want to say about a moisturizer? I guess that's basically it. Probably think of more after I end this recording. But it's just something to think about, because as I look through so many different, as I've used and I see what's been selling on the market for so many years, that disqualifies a lot. And I have several moisturizers that I sell that are very high in lipids. They do not clog pores. That's another complete misunderstanding about a moisturizer. A heavy moisturizer is that it clogs pores. Acneic skin especially requires a moisturizer that's heavier and has high quality lipids in it. So it traps water in, and then that kind of changes everything for all skin types, but especially acne. But I have a moisturizer that I'm just launching right now. It's called Truce. And it's a whipped shea and cocoa butter base, which is the same base for several other moisturizers that I sell, but it also has organic green tea and vanilla and honey in it. And it's my way of making a moisturizer that's super organic, really natural. And it's like a healthy version of the junk that's being sold on the market. Like, it's the thing that kind of, we get that treat of having some really beautiful smells, but without being a detriment to our skin and having a lot of really unnecessary ingredients. So I'm probably forgetting a few things, but that's what these live videos are about, right? They're always just a little bit awkward and can never really get it all in, but in spirit of keeping these really short, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Again, my name is Danny Neifert. I'm the creator of Skin Harmonics. You can find me on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and definitely go and check out my stuff. I have developed a way to resurface skin that is not reliant on retinols, lasers, microdermabrasion, microneedling, all of the normal suspect ways that resurfacing and corrective skincare has been you know, has been performed over the last 50, 60 years. And of course, I feel like it's a way better way to be with our skin, because it actually triggers a very deep skin detox. And that's how our skin becomes resurfaced. So it's a different process than just over exfoliating and you know, just wearing down our skin to death in the hopes that it corrects and somehow magically preserves, even though we're beating on it with all of these procedures and whatnots. So again, my name is Danny Neifert. Check me out on Skin Harmonics. And one more plug, I have a book that I wrote last year called Relearning Skincare, the Story of Skin in the New Way. And you can find the 90-minute audio on YouTube if you want to find more about this strange, weird way that I'm doing skin over here. All right, until next time, bye. Let's see.